I know how hurt you might feel whenever you just hear those words from the person you were thinking you're going to spend the rest of your life with, or the person you were thinking you're building a future with. Today we're looking at mistakes, costly mistakes we make after breakups. Now, there's nobody who's an a superhuman being. Like, we all make these mistakes, okay? So stay tuned, don't move a muscle, we'll be right back. Hey guys, hello everyone, welcome to MJ's Fair. Welcome to this channel. It's another beautiful day. How have you been doing? It's been a while. I hope you're doing good. I trust you're doing great. I know how hurt you might feel whenever you just hear those words from the person you were thinking you're going to spend the rest of your life with, or the person you were thinking you're building a future with. When they say it's over, I know our intuition, like the first thing that comes to your mind is to beg them to stay. That's the first mistake. Mistake number one, don't beg your ex to stay. Because come to think of it, before this person approached you and had the courage and mind to tell you, I'm sorry, but I think we need to take a break. We need to stop what we're doing. This person has thought about that for a long time. Trust me. People hardly just wake up. You're smiling at night and then he wakes up in the morning and tells you, oh, it's over. Well, except for a few exceptional cases where maybe he caught you cheating and he just made a rash decision. But before someone even tells you it's over, that person has had time to think of it, to think of everything. Trust me. And in most cases, in almost all cases, this person is already emotionally detached from you. Like, this person has disconnected from you already. Because when you're in a relationship, yes, you're friends and everything, but this person is emotionally attached to you just as you are emotionally attached to that person. That's why the person prioritizes you. That's how the person gets to talk with you every day and is concerned about what concerns you. I don't know if you understand, but before this person tells you it's over, the person has carefully thought about it, and definitely when arriving at that decision, the person has made up his mind to disconnect from you. So usually when they tell you it's over, they've already disconnected from you. And in some cases, they already found a new connection, right? So begging him to stay is at your own risk. It's mistake number one. It's a very, very costly mistake. Why? Because when you beg him to stay, the trend is you literally have to beg for that relationship to work. I don't know if you get the point. If you beg him to stay, you have to beg for that guy's attention, because getting emotionally attached to you all over again, that guy has given himself reasons why he should let you go. So if you're begging for him to stay or to come back to you, then you have to keep showing him reasons. Like, every day you have to prove to him why you should be there. And that's a lot of work, because at the end of the day, in most cases, it still doesn't work. So if you beg him to come back, you have to beg continuously for him to stay in that relationship. And it's risky because you tend to take a lot of bullshit, and you realize that it demeans you, it brings down your value. Like, that person doesn't value you anymore. So that's mistake number one. Alright, now talking about value yourself and move on. Like I said, there's no need to throw yourself at that person, okay? Respect that person's decision and value yourself. Move on, chin up, and live your life, because trust me, there's always someone out there who will love loving you, okay? So value yourself and move on. And if you don't understand exactly what I mean by valuing yourself, like there's still value in you, I have a video on that, like, to help you see the value in everything. Like, nothing changes your value, nothing changes your worth, not even if you got dumped by the best person you thought you could ever have, okay? Even that does not take away the value in you. So if you've not watched that video, you can check in the description box. I'll leave the link there, or it will be connected to the icon up, and so you can watch that video, okay? Mistake number two, which we always make, especially girls, ladies, is jumping into another relationship. Again, this is another intuitive decision, like the very next thing you want to do is to jump into another relationship. Most of the times we do this just to prove that person wrong, to prove your ex wrong, like to spite your ex, to show him, oh, what you threw is better than maybe what you're going after right now. Like, you threw me away, but there are 1,001 other people out there who want me. Which is the truth, okay? It is the truth. There's still people out there who want you. But just don't jump on the next person you meet because you're still hurting. When you go through a breakups are emotional. They hurt. So you need time to heal from that hurt. If not, hurt people always hurt others. Yeah, there's a saying like that. Hurt people always hurt others. Like when you're hurt, you jump into another relationship, you meet someone who's all sound and ready to love you, to show you care and attention. You will still hurt that person. Why? Because you are hurt. You're not ready for a new relationship. Leave a breakup. It's time for you to take time off everything you've done and heal. Healing is a process. It doesn't just happen overnight. If you're a Christian, this is the time when you want to keep your Christian friends around you, go to church, reconnect back to someone whom you can talk with, if it's your pastor, if it's a big sister in the church, if it's a leader, someone. If you're a Christian, this is the time to go back to your Bible. At this point, you need friends around, you need family, whoever was aware of your relationship and is aware of the stages where you are right now, like you just broke up. This is the time when you need to keep them close, because when you feel alone, you need to talk with someone who will encourage you and give you the courage to move on, not jumping into a new relationship. Remember, hurt people always hurt others. So jumping into another relationship is mistake number 2, okay? When you're heartbroken, take time off, heal. Okay, now, this is point number 3. The third mistake we usually do is not learning from the breakup. Yeah, not learning from the breakup. Now, what I'll advise is when you experience a breakup, what you should do is get a notebook or get a diary and a pen. Write down exactly the things you felt you did right, or the things he appreciated you for, the things she appreciated you for, the things you feel you had right in the relationship. When you're done with that, pen down the things you know went wrong. Maybe from the foundation you did not set your rules, maybe the relationship status was not clear, or maybe you did not give the guy space, or maybe the guy was just all over you and things like that. The guy was over controlling, a control freak. So just write it down. Maybe you were rude, you did not have patience and things like that. Write down the things you feel did not work for that relationship, the things he always complained about, or maybe the reasons he gave you for the breakup. That's if he did. But when you look back in retrospect, there comes a time when you definitely get to see the things which always caused problems between you two. So write it down, and that way you'll get to know, oh, this is why we could not stick together. Always write them down and you learn. That way when you heal, when you're ready to move into another relationship, you go back to your notebook and you're like, if this is why the previous relationship didn't work, maybe I have anger issues, then you learn to manage your anger properly before getting into a new relationship. If you do not have patience, then you learn to develop patience. Like, you have to be patient with other people, and you try to work on yourself before moving into a new relationship. Basically, that's what I'm saying. That way you get to learn, and who knows, you might be a relationship counselor tomorrow. You can have your younger sister, your friends who are into relationships like that, and when you see some characteristics like what you exhibited in your previous relationship, you know exactly what to warn them to be careful about and things like that. So always make sure you learn from your relationship, because if you fail to learn from that relationship, you move on to the very next, you make the same mistakes, you make the same errors and get the same result, heartbroken. Okay, so mistake number 2, we don't learn from it. Try to always learn from your previous relationships. If you do that, you minimize your heartbreaks. Okay, and now point number 4, seeking closure. seeking closure. Like, there's usually, have you ever heard your friends say, oh, I want to meet up with my ex because I want him to tell me why we broke up. Like, what did I do after everything we've been through, after everything I've done for him? Have you ever heard that? They're seeking closure, trust me. It never works. It hardly ever works. Like, that's one thing you shouldn't do. Ask me why? It's simple. Because in the first place, the closure you're seeking for maybe to ask the guy, why did you break up with me? Was I not good enough for you? The guys they'll hardly ever tell you the truth. Girls, same. Maybe the girl found a better guy. She really can just not put it to your face like, oh, I found someone better, I found someone richer. So they'll be like, oh, A, B, C, D, which is not true. So in the first place, you hardly get the truth from them about why they broke up with you. And secondly, what usually happens is, the trend is, if you usually had sexual contact with this person, when you seek closure, if it's a guy or a lady, they're going to understand exactly what you want, especially if it's a guy, okay? Because guys know this game so well. They know this so well. What they do is, they know you're emotional and you're weak and everything. They'll be like, oh, this is what happened. They'll give you flimsy reasons and excuses, and you will try to prove yourself. You try to vindicate yourself to them, okay? And at the end of the day, what will happen? You still lay down with them. You still have sex with them, and before you know it, they'll dump you again. They wake up the next morning and they still tell you the same thing. Or if the guy is patient enough, he still just wants to eat his cake. He will have it for a short time and then still tell you to lay off. Why? Because the reasons why he broke up with you, maybe you don't know and it has not been dealt with. Maybe he just did not feel you're the right person. Like I said, before he breaks up with you, or before she breaks up with you, she has already put things together in her mind. Like, they've thought about it carefully and they've weighed their options. Okay, so going back seeking closure never works. It hardly does, because you just end up in the same pot of soup like you were before, and you will not get any different results. At this point in time, if you want to seek closure, it should be from yourself, because the person who hurts you cannot heal you. I don't know if you get the point. The person who hurt you cannot heal you. So if you're seeking closure, it should be more of seeking closure with yourself, seeking closure, if you're a Christian at this point, seeking closure with God, seeking closure with your pastor, seeking closure with your leader or someone you look up to, seeking closure with your mentor, seeking closure with your family, not the person who hurt you, because the person who hurt you cannot heal you, okay? Guys, so I'm literally not going to drag on so long, because I don't want to make the video super long, okay? But I'll just give the 5th mistake we make. We fail to disconnect from that person. We like not letting go. Mistake number 5, not letting go. In most cases, like whenever there's a breakup, the other partner who's heartbroken usually fails to let go. Like, you fail to let go. Like I said, before someone tells you it's over, they've disconnected from you emotionally. So you on the other part fail to disconnect from this person. A reason why you find someone at some point going through her ex's social media account or his ex's social media account, going on Facebook, Instagram, even going as far as creating a fake profile to check on your ex's life, like what's happening to him, what's happening to her. Let's see if she found someone new, let's see if he moved on, and things like that. Those things are a result of failure to disconnect. Like, you still feel there's something you can hang on to. You're still attached to this person emotionally. And if that's what you're going through, it means you're still hurting from that relationship. You've not healed. It means you should not even get into a new relationship. I'll tell you that, okay, it's the best time to actually get new hobbies, get something doing, acquire a new skill, keep yourself busy with something you love doing, because when you're not busy, when you're free, that's when you tend to always want to go back to that person. Now, this is the case. Most people are usually attached to their ex because before the breakup, they practically maybe circle their activities around the ex. Maybe in the morning they wake up, go to school, come back, they go and spend time with the so-called ex. So when the ex is no longer there, when you come back from school, you're at home doing nothing. The only thing you have to do is to think about the ex and want to go back to him and things like that. So basically, what you should do is you should develop new hobbies, get yourself busy. If anything you love doing, if it's sport, if there's a particular sport you love playing, if it's swimming, put yourself into it. If it's church activity, if it's any service in church, get involved, keep yourself busy, occupy your mind. Remember, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Like when you're idle, you have so many wrong things going through your mind, basically. Hey guys, so I just thought to share this with you because these are mistakes we've made before, and some of us are still making these same mistakes, and we're wondering why our relationships always end sour. And like I always say, my heart goes out to young people out there, it goes out to youths who keep making the same mistakes. Our aim, our mission is to grow each other, okay? So these are things you should watch out for and work on yourself, for yourself, not for any other person, okay? If you have any questions, you can leave in the comment section. If there's anything you think I did not mention, like I said, there are a few others, but avoiding to make the video long, I cannot say everything, but I thought these first few ones I've shared with you are most important. These are the things we usually do, like almost all the time. If there's any other thing, you can mention in the comment section and we're ready to learn, okay? And if it's your first time on this channel, you're welcome. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever we put up something new. Until then, it's goodbye. Over and out.